Good evening, guys. I have a bonus one for you. Discussion D deals with Pennsylvania officials work to prevent elder abuse. So we're going to go through that article tonight for you for D. So please join me for my presentation I made for you. Here we go. The article titled Pennsylvania Officials Work to Prevent Elder Abuse highlights a statewide initiative aimed at strengthening protections for older adults through collaboratives, multidisciplinary efforts, core initiatives. The Pennsylvania Department of Aging convened a learning session with local area agencies on aging to explore how multidisciplinary teams, including professionals from social services, medicine, and finance, can better support elder justice. Why it matters in the 2023-2024 period, Pennsylvania investigated over 40,000 reports of elder abuse, a 9% increase from previous years. Officials emphasized that sharing expertise across fields helps resolve cases more efficiently and historically experts insight. Dr. Mark Lucas from Cornell Medicine noted that this work is very difficult due to isolation and praised the value of being smart people together to generate new ideas and solutions. Collaborative approach. The strategy reflects a shift from soloed responses to community-based team-driven innovations, aiming to identify and address abuse more rapidly and effectively. Would you like to explore how this model could be adapted for culturally responsive elder care or integrated into your toolkit development work? Elder abuse is a complex issue rooted in individual, relational, institutional, and societal factors. Here's a breakdown of the main causes based on current research and expert consensus. Individual level causes: caregiver stress and burnout, Overwhelmed caregivers may lash out or neglect responsibilities. Mental health or substance abuse. Depression, addiction, and addiction, or cognitive impairment in either the elder or caregiver can increase risk. Dependency. Elders who rely heavily on others for care may be more vulnerable to exploitation or neglect. Relationship and family dynamics. History of violence or dysfunction. Long-standing abusive partners may continue into old age. Role reversal. Tensions. Adult children caring for parents may struggle with unresolved emotional issues. Isolation, lack of social support makes it harder to detect or report abuse. Institutional and structural factors. Understaffed care facilities. Limited staff can lead to neglect, rushed care, or even intentional harm. Folks, this happens in Pennsylvania. It is not reported very much, but it happens in Pennsylvania. That is why tonight I decided to do this subject, okay, to get it out there for everybody's FYI. Poor training and oversight. Inadequate caregiver education or lack of accountability mechanisms. Financial exploitation. Easy access to assets without safeguards can lead to abuse by trusted individuals. Societal and cultural contributors. Ageism. Devaluing older adults can normalize mistreatment or neglect. Privacy norms. Beliefs that family matters should stay private may prevent intervention. Lack of awareness. Many people don't recognize the signs or severity of elder abuse. Would you like to explore how these causes intersect with cultural contexts, or how multidisciplinary teams like those in Pennsylvania's Elder Justice Initiative can address them systematically? Cultural profoundly culture profoundly shapes how elder abuse is perceived, defined, and addressed, often determining whether certain behaviors are even recognized as abuse. Here's a synthesis of key insights drawn from current research and culturally informed frameworks. Cultural influences on elder abuse perceptions. Definitions definitions of elder abuse vary across cultures. In some cultures, financial control or restricting autonomy may be normalized as uh, fil- fil- fi- file duty or protection, not abuse. Verbal aggression or neglect may be overlooked if elders are seen as less socially valuable or burdensome. Family structure and power dynamics. Collectivist cultures may prioritize family harmony over individual rights, discouraging elders from reporting abuse. In particular, or impartial or uh, her 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 partial families systems, elders may be reversed or conversely marginalized, depending on their perceived unity or wisdom. Stigma and shame. Elders may fear sharing the family, shaming the family, or being institutionalized, especially in cultures that value integrational caregiving. Abuse may be hidden due to taboos around discussing family conflict, mental health, or sexuality. Historical and systematic distrust. Marginalized communities may avoid formal reporting due to past trauma with law enforcement or healthcare systems. Elders from elders from those groups may interpret outreach as surveillance or punishment rather than support. Spiritual and traditional beliefs. In some religions, older women living alone may be accused of witchcraft or blamed for misfortunes, leading to social or physical abuse. Beliefs about karma, uh, fate, or divine punishment can also shape how mistreatment is rationalized or accepted. Okay, implications for practice. To address elder abuse effectively across cultures, interventions must be culturally responsive, grounded in local norms, language, and values. trauma-informed, sensitive, historical, and integrational harm, empowerment focused, offering choices and dignity, not just protection, community driven, co-designed with elders and caregivers to reflect lived realities. Would you like to co-create a culturally adaptive framework or toolkit that integrates these insights? Great question. Addressing culturally shaped perceptions of elder abuse requires more than awareness. Action. Here's a synthesis of practical evidence-informed steps drawn from elder justice initiatives and culturally responsive care frameworks. Practical steps to address cultural perceptions of elder abuse. Build culturally responsive multidisciplinary teams, including professionals from social work, medicine, law, and finance, who reflect. Give me 1 second, guys. Gotta get papers unstuck for presentation. Reflect the culture and linguistic diversity of the community. Train teams in culturally humanity, not just compliance, encouraging ongoing reflection and learning. Co-design outreach and education materials. Collaborate with elder caregivers to create myth-busting resources that resonate with local beliefs and values. Use storytelling, virtual prompts, and translated materials to make content accessible and relatable. Engage trusted community leaders. Partner with faith leaders, cultural elders, and grassroots organizations to normalize conversations about mistreatment. Frame elder justice as a community responsibility, not just a legal or medical issue. Create safe, confidential reporting channels. Offer language accessible hotlines, mobile clinics, or peer-led support groups. Ensure elders can report abuse without fear or retaliation, shame, or institutionalization. Integrate cultural context into assessment tools. Adapt screening questions to reflect local norms around caregiving, autonomy, and respect. Include prompts that explore intergenerational dynamics, spiritual beliefs, and historical trauma. Train providers to recognize im- impli- implicit uh, bias. Use case studies and role play to help staff identify how bias may reflect their judgment response response. Engage self assessment tools and ongoing professional development. Support culturally tailored interventions. Develop modular toolkits that allow for adaptation across different cultural groups. Include options for non Western healing practices, family meditation, or community based uh, restitution. Would you like to co create a framework or toolkit that integrates these steps into your current work with rural African American elders or caregiver support programs? I can help map it out with implementation guidelines or evaluation matrix into your outreach or evaluation strategies. Implementing cultural responsive elder abuse interventions is powerful, but not without its hurdles. Here's a breakdown of key challenges you might encounter, especially as you co design toolkits and community based programs. Anticipated challenges in implementation, community trust and disclosure barriers, historical trauma and systematic distrust, e.g., among Black, Indigenous, immigrant, or LGBTQ elders, can inhibit engagement. Elders may fear retaliation, shame, or institutionalization, especially if abuse involves family or trusted caregivers. Implic, implic, uh, implic bias and provider blind spots. Even well-meaning professionals may carry un, unconscious bias that affect how they interpret elder behavior or distress. Bias can lead to underreporting, mis misdiagnosis, or culturally uh, inappropriate responses, especially in cross culture settings. Lack of culturally and linguistically relevant services. Many agencies lack translated materials, bilingual staff, or culturally adapted screening tools. The gap can prevent elders from accessing help or even recognizing mistreatment as abuse. Fragmented system and sold uh, expertise. Multidisciplinary teams may struggle with coordination, data sharing, or role clarity, especially across sectors like health, law, and social services. Without shared protocols, interventions risk being inconsistent or duplicative. Okay, resource constraints. Rural, rural or and underfunded communities may lack staffing, training, or infrastructure to support culturally tailored interventions. Funding, funding streams often prioritize short term outcomes over long term community engagement, cultural norms that mask abuse. In some cultures, financial control, verbal aggression, or neglect may be normalized as caregiving or discipline. Elders may not label these experiences as abuse, making screening and intervention more complex. Resistance to change within institutions. Agencies may agencies may be slow to adapt cultural humanity frameworks, especially if leadership lacks diversity or buying in. Staff may feel overwhelmed by new expectations or unsure how to apply them in practice. Would you like to help? Would you like help designing an implementation roadmap that anticipates these barriers with uh, mitigation strategies, stockholder engagement plans, or and evaluation matrix tailored to your toolkit? Hold on, folks. Gotta get these apart. Work. I can help. I can also help adapt these insights for rural African American communities or caregiver outreach. Okay, guys, that is D for you. Hope that helps somebody with what's going on. Hope that gives somebody in uh, state government some ideas. That's another reason why I did the show. Hope it helps people realize that elder abuse does happen in different states, not just Pennsylvania, but different states also. So that is why I did a show tonight to get everybody's information out there for FYI, for people to realize that it happens, folks. It's not it's not necessary, but it does happen. And my feeling on elder abuse is that if it happens in a facility and a person like myself who I used to go in and take care of people's issues with facilities, meaning if I saw something, I could write it up for them. As a representative of my client, I could write that up for them on a report and submit it. I've done a lot of that, folks. That's for everybody's FYI. So, with that being said, Gator Wellness, take care, folks. I'll see you tomorrow for shows. Have a good evening, folks.